You guys.
Well, welcome back here. How are you feeling?
Amy, I feel great. Yeah, I feel really good. Thank you.
Is this how you pictured today going?
Partially. I didn't really expect a first round finish. I was prepared to go the distance. But I did, and my coaches would tell me, if you are patient, then there's a possibility of a finish, whether it's first, second, or third round. But the fact that it happened in the first, I was very happy, very surprised. But I did have it in my mind that I would be right here after talking to you guys. I did picture that, yes, I'm winning this fight for sure.
You can open that if you want. I know you have 2 hands. I know you weren't in there very long with him, but was there anything about him that surprised you going in there?
Surprised? No. Yeah, I definitely didn't feel surprised. One of my coaches, he told me too, he's like, don't feel surprised. Krunu, thank you. He's like, yeah, don't be surprised at anything. Just be ready, be focused, be in the fight. So,
what would you credit your most recent success to?
My most recent success has everything to do with Lorenzo at Primetime Performance, John Wood at Syndicate MMA here in Las Vegas, and Crew New with Sittachuk Muay Thai here in Las Vegas. Honestly, just first and foremost, I'm going to take this time to talk about my coaches and my training staff. My coach Lorenzo has taken me in, and I might get emotional just because this is really serious to me. This is like serious stuff. At the beginning of my career, when I first got signed to the UFC, I dealt with a little bit of struggles. I really didn't know if I belonged in the UFC, all this stuff. I'm just kind of riding the wave. My career at the beginning was a bit of a fluke, if I'm being honest. I went through the Ultimate Fighter, lost, won, didn't win the finals, got granted a contract. It was just a lot of ups and downs. But between John and Lorenzo, they both knew that I had potential. I want to actually say, both of those guys together have put a lot of belief in me and actually have been with me this whole journey through my ups and downs and through, just a lot of different phases of my life. But specifically, Lorenzo has helped me in ways to where, my training and my stepping into being a professional athlete, also a fighter, but being a professional athlete and having a mindset of this is my job and my focus is now to push myself to the best of my physical abilities, mentally, all of that just helps me have so much more confidence and belief in myself when I have someone like that just working with me personally and holding me at a high standard. And then to have to go over and train at Syndicate MMA, my new abilities and just everything that I'm doing in my conditioning and in my personal life, in my lifestyle, translates over to Syndicate and my MMA. It makes me a better fighter there. And that also allows me to focus on my Muay Thai and my training. So it's just all at a point where it's coming full circle. And I think it just has to do with the guys that are in my life on a daily basis, my physical training, my MMA training, my Muay Thai training, and every day it's the same thing, 6 days a week, the same thing. And I think it has a lot to do with them, I know I'm rambling and I just got out of a fight and my emotions are high. I just don't even know how to put words together right now, but yeah, these guys in the back table.
What's the biggest piece of advice they've given you maybe this fight week?
to believe in all of the work that we've put in together. I think that was the biggest one, because they're in there in the fire with me. These guys are working, just as hard as I'm working. If they're holding pads, it doesn't feel good to be holding pads on the other side of, my kicks. And Lorenzo's in there, running outside in 118-degree weather with me. You know what I mean? So they've been able to kind of be in the fire with me. So I think the best advice that I got was just like, believe in your training, believe in everything that you've done, and believe that you are great. Yeah.
How difficult is that to believe, or is it not difficult?
It's for me personally, it's a bit hard. Like, I'm finally getting into a space where I'm accepting who I am. I'm accepting that I'm Khalil Rountree, a UFC fighter. To some people, like, I have people that acknowledge me or are fans and things like that, but sometimes I don't feel it myself, right? Like, I don't wake up in the morning and think like, oh, I'm Khalil Rountree, UFC fighter. I'm still trying to overcome things from the past internally and heal past scars and things like that, but I'm doing it all through training, which is then producing good results in the cage, which is then I'm like, okay, I can finally like feel like authentic when I step into who I am and what I do, if that makes any sense.
Thank you.
Hey, Khalil.
Yo.
Did you drop the Warhorse from your name?
Yeah, I stopped actually like having that a part of my name. I think when I first started fighting professionally, like in the RFA, that was a name that my brother had given me and stuff in the amateurs, and I just didn't think that it really like rolled off the tongue and all these things as a nickname, but it does definitely speak to still speaks to like a certain side of like my spirit. But I just choose not to like go by that. You know what I mean? I go by my name. I am who I am.
All this week, there's been so many clips of you, and people are saying that you're one of the most violent people in the UFC. Do you take pride in that?
No. I memean, like, I don't mean to answer that like so quickly. I think that this sport, there's a part of it that is violent, but I also think that there's a great part of it that is like it's skill and finesse, and there's just so many different parts of it. I think that a lot of the masses do want to see the violence, and it comes, and I possess a part of that, but I don't. It's not something that like I'm proud of or like I'm the most violent. I mean, I hold on to it, I embrace it, and I'm like, yeah, I am, but that's not what I'm wearing across my forehead. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
So basically, like, you don't want to be introduced like to somebody like, oh, this is Khalil Rountree, the most violent guy I know.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me, right? Like, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, if someone says it, I'm like, yeah, you're damn right. I'm violent as hell. But, like, there's more. You know what I mean? There's more. But it also just depends on, like, the circumstance. Like, who is the person that I'm being introduced to, da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, man, I'm violent, I'm violent, I'm cool, I'm relaxed, I'm chill, I'm a lot of things.
Main event, say you get this main event, do you want to fight someone you haven't fought? Do you want to fight like the winner loser of Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann? Do you want to like rematch Kutalaba, Johnny Walker? Like what? Like who's a perfect opponent?
Wow. I guess this is the best way I can say it. The reason why I want to fight 5 rounds is because I want to be ready for a championship fight as soon as possible. I'm ready for a title, but I can't, like, internally, right? But I've got to fight 5 rounds before I can fully say that. I've never fought a main event before and all these things, but like in where my mind is and the direction I'm going, I'm here to fight the best. I'm here to go after and be a contender. So whoever makes sense in a 5-round, like in a main event, to help either of us get towards that belt, then that's who it is. I'm not picking and choosing opponents right now. It's like we all want the title. We all want the belt right now. So let's get a main event going. Let's run at 5. And let's see who's next up. That's, what I mean? Like, that's just that's my mentality right now. Yeah.
So, and then finally, you're on the edge of a main event. You're on this 4-fight win streak. You have all the momentum's on your side. But back in 2020, you were on the verge of like calling it quits, right?
Yeah.
So like, I guess just kind of, if there's anything you can say, like, how does it feel like that you did not make that decision to call it quits and you continue to fight?
It feels great. It's definitely rough, like I'm feeling the effects of it. But when I made the decision to re-sign or just like, extend my contract with the UFC and really move back to America and be both feet into the UFC and just see how far I can go in this, that was my, it was like opposite. I was like, okay, I'm on the edge of, giving up. No, you know what? I'm going to get both feet in and I'm going to go as far as I can go. And then I'll decide later on down the line after I know that internally I've given my best. So I'm just in the middle of that right now. And I'm glad that I didn't give up. I'm glad that I didn't, hang up the gloves. Because I'm growing, man. I'm growing just as a person right now.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Just a couple quick ones. I don't want to keep you from your Greta show. How good did that left hand feel? It looked like it landed solid. It didn't even look like it was full power. Are you surprised how bad that dropped him?
I'm not surprised. It wasn't full power. And I'm happy that it dropped him. I think he hit me with I don't even know what it was, jab, cross, something. And I was like, okay, I feel the power. So let me kind of settle in a little bit. I don't want to rush anything. I don't want to take any chances. I'm here for the 3 if it's going 3. You know what I mean? But I do remember like a small thought crossing my mind. And it was like, just throw a quick left, like lead with a left, I was like, oh, okay. Oh, shit, that was it. It wasn't even, there was no real emotion behind it. There was no really thing. It was just like my brain's like, oh, just throw a left hand. Like, you haven't done that yet. Boom, right down the middle. Saw just saw him fall, and I was like, okay.
It's scary to think what that would be like if that was a full power straight. Then
probably would have been sloppy if I really tried to like full power it. Yeah. Yeah.
And last one for me, didn't feel right asking earlier in the fight week, because it's kind of a shitty question, I guess. But is the beef with Sean Strickland squash? Is that whole thing done?
I don't even know who that is, dude. Guys keep asking me with this name. I don't even know this person. Like,
fair enough.
Yeah.
Khalil, leave you with this. We talked about on Thursday. There's a tremendous risk to give this guy an opportunity to come and take your spot in the top 15 in light heavyweight. But, to sweeten the victory, just think about this. On Monday, in all likelihood, you're going to surpass Dominic Reyes, who's a recent title challenger. How does that make you feel, knowing that you're getting that much closer to your goal?
It feels great because that's the mission. The mission is to continue to climb up the ladder no matter what the challenge, There's tough guys in this division, and I want to see that number on the side of my name just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So until there's a C next to it. So, yeah, if, whoever it is, name-wise, it doesn't matter. But, yeah, I'm just looking for that number next to my name to just continue to, get smaller.
actually, one last thing. Y'all were talking about your inclusion in the EA Sports UFC video game, and so it reminded me, and I went home and played it. And you got to talk to them people, man. They need to fix your stats. They gave you pillow fists, man. I got knocked out by Sam Alvey, man. Come on.
What? No way. Yeah, we need to definitely have a talk with them about that. No, but I've gotten really good. I've gotten really good reviews just from people about like my character. I was pretty happy with them. Yeah, but yeah, we do need to get those stats up. I think they gave me like a 2 on the grappling or something like that. Yeah.
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Cool.
Sweet.